You may have selected this episode expecting to see those unmistakable images of Jamaica. Well, imagine living there. Imagine waking up to these scenes not just every day of your vacation, but every day of your life. You see, for a Jamaican, the crystal blue ocean waters, the green mountains, and the white sandy beaches are just as commonplace as the Scotch bonnet pepper. But you know what Jamaica is really good at? Vacations. Yeah, this country is a world leader when it comes to welcoming visitors from every corner of the globe, and Jamaica's tourism is fueled by gracious hospitality provided by Jamaicans. In past episodes, I've spent a day in the life of a mega cruise ship captain and an international airline captain because I wanted to learn what it was like to be them, which is why I'm going behind the scenes at one of the most iconic all-inclusive brands in the world.
Beyond Your Backyard is being brought to you in part by the following.
Sky Vacations. Bespoke journeys across Europe, Asia, Africa, Latin America and the Middle East. Sky Vacations, your gateway to global destinations. Let us get you there.
My name is Erik Hastings. Yeah, that's me. And for as long as I can remember, I've always loved to travel, and I still do today. But you know what I've learned? There's so much more that brings us together than divides us. Which is why I've made it my mission to do the very same things you can do, but to take you beyond the experiences, to uncover the soul of every place we visit. Let me introduce you to the people, the places, and the secrets that remind us how exciting it is to share with one another, to understand one another, and to realize just how connected we really are. I am Erik the Travel Guy, and this is Beyond Your Backyard. Thank you for watching, and welcome back. You know, I love to learn how things work. What's the effort needed to provide a seemingly effortless experience? So much innovation, ingenuity, planning, and expertise goes into owning and operating a portfolio of resorts synonymous with excellence. That's why we're here. This is Sandals Royal Caribbean in Montego Bay, where you can bask in the immersion of a simply unforgettable vacation by staying at one of these over-the-water villas. But if you've ever wondered how it all works, well, this is the episode for you, because we're going to spend the day with the general manager of the first Sandals in the world right down the road. We'll also spend a little time with the executive chairman, Mr. Adam Stewart. We'll sample menu items. Oh, I can't wait for that. We'll get out on the water. And yes, we'll learn some of the work that's being done by the Sandals Foundation. It's going to be a good one. Let's get started. Thanks to our good friends at Sandals Montego Bay, they opened their doors to give us an inside look at what it takes to serve thousands of discerning guests every year in paradise. We chose this property because, believe it or not that long ago, it was the innovators at Sandals who brought the all-inclusive into the mainstream. How do you define what an all-inclusive is?
Well, I think first of all, the category of all-inclusive is a really undefined category. You know, it means a lot of different things to a lot of different companies. And generally speaking, the notions that go with all-inclusive not necessarily always being at the top echelon of luxury and quality are not untrue in many ways, because there's so much mass and density in that kind of 2.5 star segment. Mm-hmm. Our resorts are sitting on the best of the Caribbean. And there is a difference. There's a barrier reef system right here at Sandals Montego Bay, right, which means no matter how rough the Caribbean Sea gets, you can water ski every day. Yeah. You can go snorkeling every day. Our scuba diving operation is right out there, all completely included in the package. No one includes the kind of amenities that Sandals has in terms of there are no upcharges. You know, coming to this bar and having a super premium, you can look at the liquor on the the shelf. It's totally included. All dining, all taxes, all your transfers, you pay one price, and that's it.
And just about the time, it's what, 10 o'clock in the morning? Maybe I need some water, maybe I need to sit down. And here we are. We went literally from there to here, and there's someone waiting who's here to serve you whatever it is we need.
Sure. You know, the resort's for two people in love, and our beaches resorts are for families. And it is truly about those small details. You know, at the end of the day, all we do is build resorts, own resorts, to make sure that we exceed our customers' expectation and that we do it all over again. And we love it.
Let's have a drink.
Let's have a drink.
We're parched. What do we work for 10 minutes already? This is ridiculous. So here's a good question for you. Well, here you are. You're the guy, right? You decide you work with amazing people all day, family. What are people surprised by? What do they not know? You can tell us right now.
And there's 100 cool things, but one of the most coolest things is that bar right back there is the first swim-up pool bar in the entire world. Invented at Sandals, 1981.
No. You invented the swim-up pool bar?
We had enough time, I tell you all the first. We're the first to put hair dryers in the room.
Oh, thank goodness. Finally, my prayers have been answered.
Not an issue for you, but for others.
Yes.
We were the first to put a gourmet a la carte dining restaurant in an all-inclusive hotel in the Caribbean. And then, of course, that matriculated and grew. Today, almost everything is a la carte. The innovation, you know, today that doesn't sound too impressive, hair dryers in the room, but in 1981, that was absolutely cutting edge.
But with innovation comes risk. Like, you could have built this bar, so people are going to want to literally swim up and sit down. And there had to have been somebody in the room saying, no, they're not. That's crazy.
The amount of people that have said these are crazy ideas, but the craziest ideas are the best ideas.
I mean, you agreed to do this interview. That was pretty crazy, and I think it worked out. Matter of fact, we should celebrate.
Let's have a drink. Reggie, what you got for us?
Today we're giving you a blackberry brandy fizz and a vodka strawberry spritzer.
Our friend Reggie whipped up two of the best looking tropical cocktails I'd ever seen this side of the equator. Before I knew it, I was looking at some ice cold frothy goodness.
Welcome to Jamaica.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you so much for coming to see us. Great seeing you.
For doing this. Good to see you.
The all-inclusive resort is generally defined as a vacation option where everything is included in the cost of your stay. The food, the drinks, the activities, the entertainment, and even some water sports. Mega-themed resorts to boutique properties can choose to operate their business as an all-inclusive. But which one is right for you? Arriving at an answer can be a little bit tricky because you have thousands of options to choose from all over the world. Barcelo, Club Med, Sandals, Beaches, Divi, Melia, Riu, Palace, Hard Rock, and Iberostar are just a few of the brands vying for your business.
My commute to work is very, very short. I'm never late. I'm never absent.
That's not what I've heard.
And room service is just a phone call away.
Room service is always handy.
Now, when Carl says room service, I want you to know he's not talking about the sort of room service most travelers are used to. Dry, overcooked, or underheated afterthoughts from a kitchen staff that, well, frankly, can't be bothered to care about how your meal is prepared. No, when it comes to food, Carl and the entire Sandals team go all out.
But here we have 12 dining outlets, 7 different bars.
Wow.
And we have a whole array of dining experiences. So you can have your Italian, French, we have a pub, we have an Asian restaurant, which is one of the original specialty restaurants where you go up, you pick your ingredients, the chef's in front of you, he cooks it for you, and then you take it away and have it at your table. We have Butcher's, which is one of our signature restaurants, which is our steakhouse, which is all USD choice and select meat that comes out of the US.
Did someone say USDA beef right here in Jamaica? Say no more. Carl led the way to this 5-star steakhouse named after the resort's founder, Butch Stewart.
You know, well, this is really interesting because it's not only is it really good and very flavorful, but these are the types of dishes that people, when they're on the plane, this is what they're going to talk about.
Yes.
It's one of those things. It's such an easy thing to do if you do it well and do it right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a takeaway.
But
I mean, how much you really are like, oh, I love the room. They had the hair dryers in there, blah, 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 whatever. But they're going to talk about this, I think.
No, absolutely.
Quite a
This
bit.
is, I think, what makes up the experiences for people is to come away and get blown away by the food experiences, the dining experiences, food that maybe never tried before, I have thought about trying. Mm-hmm. And the beauty about the all-inclusive is that If you order this and come out and go, this is not for me, get something else. It doesn't cost you anything more.
Right.
So you can take risks in the dining room that maybe you wouldn't take at home.
I never thought about that, but that is so true. You don't want to take a risk at $32 a plate.
No.
Because you think, oh my God, even in that scenario, you could probably get something different, but we don't want to do that. Like we think, oh, here, why wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
One of the greatest perks of this job is meeting the people who make the magic happen. It wasn't long after our meal when we were joined by the culinary decision maker who gave us a little lesson on how almost everything he serves is farm to table.
But you guys really spend an inordinate amount of time and energy sourcing these foods from this island.
95% of our produce comes from Jamaica. Yes.
That's so
cool.
cool.
The things that are not from Jamaica are things that we can't grow in Jamaica.
Like?
American apples, the reason why they call American apples. And,
that's why Pennsylvania exists, that entire state without the apple industry, a fold-up shop.
Then the peaches and the pears and those are the things that we don't grow locally, but 95% of our produce are from locally sourced, and we have done very well partnering with our local farmers. It's straight farm to table concept, and it's been like this for since our existence.
Yeah.
The theme emerging here is it's all in the details. Yet, Carl's purview is much more expansive. They don't call him the general manager because he's behind the resort's 5 stars. No, he's the man behind everything, including making sure the experiences guests can enjoy during their stay are top of the line.
Beautiful beach.
Yeah.
They're doing water sports, so whether they're out sailing, diving, snoobering is another great one that we do.
I don't know what that is. But I've been diving, I've been snorkeling.
Snoobering is almost like an introduction to diving. So we take you out in a boat, we feed you air hoses, you go down. There's no real lessons or certifications that you have to do. But maybe we should go and do it. So
Are you serious?
Yeah, absolutely. We're right here in front of the water sports. We have a fantastic.
This is like you and I attended a production meeting. Yeah. This is. I think we should do it.
Absolutely. Well, let's go and do it.
Do I get to wear my swimsuit?
You get to put your Speedos on.
You've been trying to get me out of my shirt this entire time. Finally.
I'm too hot dressed like this. It's time to go in the water.
I don't know if the world is ready for this, but we're going to do it today. All right, let's go do it.
At Sandals Royal Caribbean in Montego Bay, they took a chance by offering the first ever over-the-water bungalows in the Caribbean, which is why we paid their GM a visit.
This island, oh my God. Once you're here, you don't want to leave.
I would imagine people tell you that on an almost constant basis.
Every day. It's really hard to get our guests out on departure. Nobody wants to leave.
This is the car. Here's your hat. What's your hurry? Let's go.
We have 12 bungalows and 5 villas.
And what's the difference? When I see it online doing my research, what's the difference?
The bungalows are 1,200 square feet. Wow. They are beautiful. You can relax there for the entire stay. You can have an ocean view, full ocean view, yes. Mm-hmm. And you also can have the island looking back on mainland, as well as on some building structures, which are beautiful. But to get over there, you're gonna have to cross it.
Agreed. I think I would choose an island view. That way I could look at all the people that couldn't book the room I'm in. That's what I.
No, you don't want to be distracted for your entire vacation. You want to experience that full tranquility. And
that's what they're really looking for, right?
Definitely.
I mean, they chose the Caribbean obviously for the water, the beautiful sun. There's that. But then they chose Jamaica for
the excellent people. Oh my God.
And the food.
And the food. Oh my God.
I love the Scotch peppers.
The Scotch bonnet.
Oh, I love Scotch bonnet. Oh, I love them. And the Blue Mountain coffee. I fly down here just for the coffee.
Oh my God.
That's how much I love this coffee. Yeah.
That much?
Yes.
I might have to get you some to take back.
Don't tempt me now. Don't tease me like that now. I might cry again. It's not funny. This water, it's my favorite water in the world.
Sometimes you see it changes from color to color, and that is amazing. Some blues that I haven't even worn yet, but I'm looking for them.
Dawn shared with me something I was dying to see. The only overwater bungalows in the Caribbean are at this all-inclusive Sandals Resort. Our friend Charles was happy to let us in and take a look around, and I have to say, there is a phrase, something I heard many times during my stay here. They don't just say all-included or all-inclusive, but luxury included. Yeah, I think Dawn loves her gig. After all, she's been with Sandals for 37 years. But my new friend Dalton is the Sandals team member that's been with the company the longest, more than 40 years.
Dalton, good to meet you, man.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you very much for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you.
Is it true that you have been at Sandals for 175 years?
Just 40.
Just 40.
Yeah,
I think it is absolutely remarkable that you have been here for 4 decades. What do you think?
It's exciting for me too.
Yeah. What do you love the most?
And what I love the most about this organization is about how they take care of the guests.
Yeah.
You know, and likewise staff. So it's just even across the board, wherein the guests, the staff, for the organization is number one.
Do guests have essentially the same needs? Do you kind of get used to the ebb and flow of what they're looking for? You can kind of anticipate that, can't you, to some degree?
Yes. By having a conversation with each guest, you realize what every guest actually needs, you know, and you could tap into that.
Yeah.
So when you find that needs, what you do is actually you find a place in their heart where you could tap into that needs and to fulfill that needs for them.
How do you describe the Jamaican culture to them? Because the reason I say that is because a lot of times you meet guests that have been in other parts of the Caribbean, that have been in other parts of the world, and yet Jamaica is very specific and it's very unique. How do you describe it?
Well, Jamaican culture is very unique, as you mentioned. It's a warm, friendly, you know, bubbling, that kind of culture we have here, you know?
Kind of like you.
Likewise.
It's good to meet you, man.
It's a pleasure, man.
Thank you very much for this.
You're most welcome.
I mention longevity because when you stay at a property where the frontline team members rack up decades on the job, that's a pretty good indicator the company takes care of them. And that means they are the most qualified to take care of you. And that hospitable theme can be found everywhere in Jamaica. So get out there and explore. On each and every visit, the crew and I have always been met by friendly locals and visitors. And the scenery is breathtaking. Every day can be a fun-filled adventure here in Jamaica. But just remember, while you're having a good time, there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes at every all-inclusive. As a matter of fact, Sandals, through its foundation, gives back to every community it's in.
Heidi, it's nice to meet you.
It is great to meet you also.
I love the work you do. I mean, I know it's not just you, but I mean, that's a pretty cool deal all day. What do you do? Tell me about it.
Well, it's a great job, and it's not me alone.
Right.
It's an entire company and team, which is fantastic. It's what makes the foundation so successful. We operate in all the islands that Sandals and Beaches operate in, and the idea born out of this hotel, I could say, because when Mr. Stewart started this hotel, he started working in the community across the road, which is called Flanker. He said, if we're going to build here and we're going to develop tourism here, we got to work with the community. So from day one, he worked over there helping with the health clinic, and it just kind of built on itself. So we do projects in the environment, in the community, and in education in all the islands where we operate.
What exactly does the foundation, what areas? Can you help out just a little bit, at least from a 30,000?
I certainly can. So our community work focuses on health. So looking at how we're building the capacity of doctors, nurses, hospitals, and clinics, how we're engaging youth, because they are really the future, yep. But they're also the most disengaged in this region, and it's for us to kind of provide opportunities for skills training and education once again. And then looking at, you know, artisans and direct contacts and linkages to the tourism industry. So what we really want to do is use tourism to drive and empower people in the communities, but through letting them take over and have their businesses flourish and have them understand, so they're progressing at the same time as us. It has to be done from the heart, and it has to be done with a lot of follow-through. And I think that's a great thing about having a team full of expertise, because I pull on everybody, all 15,000 employees, and say, okay, you're a great accountant, you come to my school and you help us out. Yeah. You know, because it's all about building the capacity of our communities and our schools. It's not, we never want to be a handout. It's always, you know, it's an empowerment and a hand up.
Right.
And that's why one of the most important things that we're doing now is looking at how we're building capacity through the tourism industry, because it drives the Caribbean. It drives the economy of the Caribbean. And every artisan and our farmers and all of them need to be featured in all of our hotels, and that's who we need to really, bolster. People come here for our culture, our vibes, and they're all part of it.
Yeah. But why go through all of this? Sandals doesn't have to do that. You can bulk order those tchotchkes from China. I mean, you can,
Sure.
but that's not. But why? Why does Sandals say no? This is what we're doing.
Because we are the Caribbean. We are the Caribbean, and we're not walls and concrete and wood. We are people, we are vibes, we are food, we are music, and if we don't invest in that, we have nothing.
Did I get this right, that any guest that wishes to can participate in the activities that the foundation does?
Yes, it is very cool, and we love our guests to get involved because they bring expertise and they bring items that are needed. So they can get involved by being on property, as I said, gift shop, playing games. They can actually get out into the community on our community tours. And all these community tours not only give back to the community, but the little bit that they pay to go on these community tours also give back to a particular school or to an organization, the Fish Fry in Barbados, for example.
You know what I love about this? Not only do we want you out in the community, we'll help you go out. We'll show you what needs to be done. We'll show you the work we're doing, but we'll show you the work that you can do as well. I think that's a very powerful thing.
So Sandals has been doing this for 40 years. Guests have been going out to the community, team members, doing smaller projects. But what we've really done through the foundation is we've looked at how are we benefiting these communities. We're looking at the people that are being benefited, so they come first. And then we make our guests, we're filling a gap rather than creating one.
We love packing this. This is one of these programs. Tell me about this. Tell me why we did this, because I think it's really cool.
So it's an amazing partnership we have with Pack for a Purpose. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And it's all about bringing much needed supplies to the Caribbean. So whereas we will see a child in the US or Canada or UK and they have everything, a child in the community may not.
Right.
And that impacts their learning. Right? So there's a website, it tells all the needs in every island where we operate, and this makes the biggest difference. And it's £5 in your luggage, and you could take back a souvenir that makes a difference on the way. So it's all about making a difference for us.
I saw what you did there. Thank you very much for this.
Thank
Good
you.
to meet you.
It's been a pleasure.
For me, coming here and walking in the footprints of the dedicated team members was a dream come true. I love the business of hospitality because I know when it works, guests make lifelong memories lasting generations.
So what we learn? Well, we learned that the all-inclusive resort business is always innovating. And the only way to learn what you've been missing is to be here. I'm Erik the Travel Guy. Thank you for exploring beyond your backyard. Because I don't think I'm hot enough yet to say this line. Because we're basically standing on a kiln. Yeah. So if we could just wait a few more minutes, I'm sure it'll get hotter. Here we go. The sweat is starting. Safety. Take 2. Folks, listen to your doctor when he says, let it go with the nachos. What? That out loud? We need something for the outtakes. No teleprompter here, my friends. Done.
For more information on this episode, visit erikthetravelguy.com. And while you're there, you'll discover other fascinating destinations just beyond your backyard and links to follow me on social media. That's erikthetravelguy.com.
Sky Vacations. Bespoke journeys across Europe, Asia, Africa, Latin America and the Middle East. Sky Vacations, your gateway to global destinations. Let us get you there.
Erik the Travel Guy. You know, I've been exploring the world professionally for more than a decade, and you know what I've learned? Is that fantastic experiences await you in every corner of the globe, but you don't always have to travel that far to uncover them. So join me each week as we go on and off the beaten path, learn something new, and sample delicious culinary. We're exploring beyond your backyard.